I'll begin from the camp of the defending champions of the world, talking about the very best of rugby. Now, the Springbok coach, Jacques Nienaber, has given a clean bill of health to 31 members of the Rugby World Cup squad, while revealing injury concerns to 2 players ahead of the first match of the tournament. Canan Moodie is understood to have picked up a hamstring strain in training this week, while the impressive Kleyn is battling with a knee injury. Now, Nienaber is confident that the remaining players will be able to cover for the absentees. For South Africa, they will begin their title defense against Scotland on September 10. We wish the Springboks the very best. Hopefully, they can repeat the heroics of 2019. Still talking about South African sports, a heroic century from Proteas keeper Themba Bavuma was not enough as South Africa slipped to a tight 3-wicket defeat against Australia in the opening ODI of the 5-match series at the Mangwa Oval in Bloemfontein. Now, in the first innings, the Proteas got off to a very slow start as Quinton de Kock and Bavuma struggled against some very accurate bowling from opener Stoynes and Josh Hazelwood, who kept them in check. The Proteas battled first, with Bavuma essentially playing a lone hand scoring an unbeaten 114 off 142 balls to get them to a well below par 222 all out, but Australia made hard work of the chase before a brilliant fight back saw them snake the win. Well, we wish them the very best going forward. We know it's the very best of a 5-match series, talking about the one-day international cricket right there. Away from that to football matters, Ghana secured qualification for the next African Cup of Nations after they recorded a 2-1 win over Central. So other results from the African Cup of Nations qualifiers, we had Niger losing at home to Uganda by 2-0. For Uganda, it was a matter of so close yet so far, and you had Tunisia showing their strength against Botswana, defeating them by 3-0 right there. Other results as well: Algeria playing out a stalemate against Tanzania, Ghana defeating Central African Republic by 2-1, and Angola playing out a stalemate against Madagascar. Still talking about football matters, especially on the continent, Ivorian winger Nicolas Pepe is set to have his medicals at Trabzonspor ahead of a move to the Turkish Giants. Now, Pepe had offers from Saudi Arabian clubs, but none of them materialized in a deal. The 28-year-old spent last season out on loan in the French Ligue 1 with OG Nice before returning to the Emirates Stadium earlier this summer. Having agreed personal terms with Trabzonspor, he is expected to have his medicals in Turkey on Friday before sealing the 1-year deal to the Turkish Super League Giants. Away from the continent now to the European scene, the European qualification results. France defeated Ireland by 2-0. You had Netherlands defeating Greece by 3-0. Poland edged out Faroe Islands by 2-0. And Czech Republic played out a 1-0 draw against Albania, even as Lithuania played out the thrilling 4-goal encounter against Montenegro, while Serbia lost at home by 2-1 to Hungary, as well as Kazakhstan losing at home to Finland, while Denmark were able to get the better of San Marino, and Slovenia did defeat Northern Ireland by 4-2. And finally, on Sports Update this morning, Juan Sebastian Molano sprinted to stage 12 victory in the Volta do Espana on Thursday, while Sepp Kuss kept the red jersey. Molano, a Colombian, lost to Kevin Groves in the bus to the line at the end of stage 4, but this time was too fast for the Australian at the end of the flat, 151 kilometers from Ovelga to Zaragoza. Led out by his UAE Team Emirates colleagues, Molano took the stage victory ahead of Alperson's Groves, who had earlier won the intermediate sprint to tighten his grip on the green jersey. Jumbo Visma rider Kuss stays 26 seconds ahead of the Spanide Maxola and 1 minute 9 seconds ahead of the reigning champion Remco Evenepoel in the general classification battle.
Milano, he's so confident. He's got the driving force all the way. The straight run into the finish in Zaragoza. Can Groves get there? This is going to be close on the line. Milano wins the stage. His second Vuelta stage victory. He was confident coming into today, and the king delivers.
Intense battle right there, but well-deserved victory, you want to call it. That's a wrap on Sports Updates at this time. It's back to you, Olive and Osage.
All right, thank you very much. Very interesting stories there. Did you give details about the EPL? What's going on this weekend?
Well, international break. So it's all about national team football. That's why you have players representing their nations. So on the continent, we know quite well it's about the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. You have few countries left to book their place, rather, and we had 3 confirmation yesterday in terms of Ghana, Angola, Tanzania, all booking their place for the tournament in Cote d'Ivoire. So it's left for, Namibia still in the mix. They will be hoping that Cameroon is able to do them a favor against Burundi. We have the Super Eagles of Nigeria who have since qualified, but will be hoping to, get a good result against Sao Tome and Principe to be able to top the group. So it's all about qualification series. We know quite well on the European scene as well. Players are, representing their nations in terms of qualifying for the next Euros, even CONMEBOL as well in terms of the World Cup qualification. It's all about national team football this weekend.
Oh, I'm just happy, I don't have to deal with
Manchester United. So it will be a good weekend. It'll be a great weekend for you.
Well, great weekend, but we know quite well club football is returning next week. So
No, but he just needs a break.
Yeah, I need a
because
break,
it's been like
yeah.
back-to-back trolling, back-to-back high
But
blood
that's what
pressure.
that makes the game beautiful. The bands.
it doesn't make it beautiful for me. I would rather see a back-to-back weekends where we're winning. But every time where we go through these weekends and lose so terribly and embarrassingly, it's not.
That's very
doesn't make me look
Well,
forward
it
to
wasn't
it.
embarrassing the last time. It was just 2 late goals. I mean, it happens.
Well, I think that you must understand that being a fan of a club means that you have to show support on the good days as well as on the bad days. So Manchester United, support your club with your full chest. Thank you so much, Samson, for bringing us sports.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right.
All right.